Welcome to our lesson for today. I will be discussing the Java input-output statements, and this time I know that you have down the idea on how to program in Java, but there are some mga additional missing parts, no? More exercises or activities that we need to perform in order to fully develop a program in Java. And this time, you will learn the input statement and output statement. Although output statement, ginagamit na natin yan because in some of our exercises, we use we already use the output statement. And the basic output statement na ginagamit natin, as you can see on the screen, is this. Okay? So this is a command of output statement in Java. That is an output statement in Java. However, there are some other mga output statements in Java. So, output statements, we have print, println, and printf. So, normally, ginagamit mo ang println, but later on, we will learn what's the difference between println and other output statements. So, there are three basic output statements in Java. The println, and printf. Ginagamit ang printf pag mag-display na ng mga numeric data or value for formatting purposes. But for now, let's focus on the two basic output statements, which is the println and println. So here's the example of how to use the println. So in this example, if we're going to use that one, to, okay, so tingnan natin ano ang result niyan. System out is to use the println, you need to issue a print system out println. So this is line 1. Print natin yan. If we're going to execute the command, we have another variable. System out. I think we have we miss out system out. System out then. So the command is system out dot println and system out okay, print system out dot println, execute, so that it will display a string na line 1. And if we are going to add display again, so remember that the system out that print ln sample 2. So sample 2, and with statement execute, there are now 2 lines. So we have here another wrong system out. Okay, I have println error. Okay, there are now 2 lines. Now kanina in our previous slide that there are another output statement na print without ln. So if we are going to remove this line lang, it will display what? The output now is nagiging isa lang ka line yung output because the print line, it prints the data inside the quotation pero hindi siya mag-move next line yung output. Tingnan mo. Okay? So, print, nagsugpon siya but the isa lang ka-line ang iyahang i-output. Lagyan mo siya ng ln to make that output is second line. So, print ln. So, how about this one? System out that print sample 3. Patawagin natin sample 2. Ilang lines ang output natin? There are how many lines ang output? We have 3 lines. Kasi ln, print, pero yung last natin is next line ang ln, next line. So we have 3 lines. How about, tatanggalin natin to. Ilang lines ang output dito? We have 2 lines. Kasi, ang ginamit natin is print lang. So, walang next line. ln meaning next line. How about this one? Ano ang output nito? Ilang lines ang output nito? 2 lines pa rin siya. It's because that ang gisundan niya is print lang. And that is the difference between print ln and print only. Now, let's do some other examples like if we're going to use variables in our output. If you're going to declare variable, double, number equals negative 10, 10.6. If we're going to display now the output, we have, we're going to display 5, and then you're going to display the variable number ilang output nito? We have 5 and negative 5. The output is 5 and negative 5. If you observe, number is a variable nga may value nga negative 10.6. Ang 5 is the literal number or the constant value nga gi-display niya. If we're going to change ln to print, ilang lines yung output natin? Lagyan natin ng ln that there is or are how many lines? Though the program mayroon siyang 2 lines, 9 and 10, but the output is only 1 line, it's because nag-print lang siya, wala siya nag-ln. So, pag print gani, the next line is sugpon niya. So, that is the difference between the print ln and ln with the use of variable natin. You can also concatenate strings. So, in our example, if you observe na wala masyadong information yung screen, yung output. However, you need to concatenate strings in order to make your output more informative. So, as you can see kanina, 5, display niya yung 5. But if ever na Now, you need to make your output more informative, like this one, in example, 10 lang siya, negative 10 lang siya. So, what if lagyan natin siya ng string output na number equals, lagyan natin ng plus. The output now, tingnan nyo yung output dito na 10, nagiging number equals 10.5 at 10.6. It's because we concatenated strings. I-concatenate natin yung strings, gisugpo natin ang isa ka string with the variable. So that's why nagiging mas informative yung output natin. Okay? That is concatenation. Lagyan mo ng the symbol na plus in between the string and the variable, that is concatenation. Now, let's proceed to Java input statement. The Java input statement is mangayo na siya sang input from the user. So, to get input from the user, kailangan mo ng several steps. First, you're going to use import statement. Okay? You're going to use import statement like this one. So, in our program, for example, wala ta nang ang output nato is automatically 10.6, di ba? However, you can also create a program na mag-ask ng input from the user. You just need to do is to do the follow the steps. Step 1 is to use import scanner. So that's why meron tayong import Java util scanner sa pinakataas. And then step 2, within the main string, within the main program nato, we're going to use to create a new variable. So for example, ano tong gi-import nato? Scanner. So scanner, then our variable like my num, my input equals new scanner system.in. Now, this is our step 2. This is our step 2. So we created a new variable. Create as a scanner object. So what is our variable here? Our variable here is my input. You can use your own variable. You can create your own variable. Then after that, you can now ask input from the user. So for example, instead na automatically 10.6 ang ibutang mo dire, but you want the user na mag-ask na mag-type sang enter sang value, so you can say na enter a number. Enter a number, that is a message. Pagkatapos, we're going to use the variable double number equals input. So, gagawin muna nating integer para hindi tayo malito. Integer and num. So, gagawin nating num is equals to 0. Input. Ano yung variable nato pag input? My input. That. Next end, pag integer, next end, ganyan. And now, si user na karon ang maghatag sang value kay number. And then, we can display the value. Okay, this is ask input from the user. This is a command to ask input from the user, and then display the inputted value. So what is the command to display the output? System dot out dot println value is, lagyan natin ng variable. Ayan. Let's try to check this code. Pag gumagamit tayo ng input, in my case, gumagamit tayo ng interactive. We have print number and num. Nagka-error tayo because I used number but the variable na i-declare ko is num lang. Execute. Okay, I use number, num only. Now, if you observe, nangayo siya sa enter a number. Bakit sa baba yung cursor, yung ga-blink-blink? It's because I use the ln. So, para hindi magbaba siya, tanggalin natin si ln and let's try to execute again the code. Tingnan nyo, next line na siya, di ba? Straight na siya. So, instead, nga kaina, i-display niya itong wala ka nagayo isang value from the user. This one, nag-type tayo and i-execute niya. The value is 56. Okay? So, that's how to ask input from the user. Then, halin si 56, the value 56, ang gi-type ni user. So, this is a message to inform the user nga mangayo sa isang input. And this one is, amo ni siya ang pag-ask ng input from the user. Amo ning nagahulat kagaina. And this one is display the result of num. Sino si num? Num is a variable nga mag-ask nga halin kay input from the user. That is an example of input statement. Let's try again. Enter a number. You are now reading line number. The program is now reading line number 13 to 15. So, input. So, mag-ask na ng input, maghulat gin si computer sang value ni nga i-type ni user kasi input man. 'Di ba? Scanner man siya, input statement man siya. Kasi the scanner, the command na ganito, the scanner is an input statement. So, input. So, halimbawa, 100. Di niya naibutang ang 100. Amo ni siya ang gahulat sa input from the user. Sang gi-type mo, isulod niya diri kay variable na num. And then, so num now is may arasing value na 100. And then, display mo yung inputted value. Sino ang variable ang nag-hold sang value nga ging-type? It's the num variable. So, that's why pag enter mo, mag-proceed na siya sa kay line number 19. Proceed na siya kay line number 19. So, the value is now 100. So, that is a way to ask input from the user. If you are trying to ask input from the user, you need to use what? Scanner. So, kanina, you need to use input, import this one, pagkatapos, create a variable scanner. So, in my case, I use input. Okay? So, let's try to ask naman kung ano naman ang other variables. For example, double. Double num2 equals 0. So, in this case, we will create another variable. Ask input from the user system out that print enter another variable, enter another value, number, semicolon, and then, so ilagay natin yung variable num2 equals to my input dot next double Tingnan natin yung output natin. Okay, may error because wala tayo naglagay ng semicolon because in Java, you always end your statement with semicolon. So now, we have the first is in line, we are now in, ang ginabasa nga niya karon is line number 14. And then, proceed siya line number 16. So, 15. And then, enter another numbers. Di na siya nga line makita. Line number 18. And then, mangayo na siya sang, why is it and ang sa kabila, double ang sa kabila? It's because we use the variable double for num. So that's why next double. If nag-ask ka nag-input na double, then you need to use the variable declare the variable as double also. So in this case, we can enter double. So 12.5. However, if you observe, 15 lang ang ging output niya. Ano kaya yung problem nito? So that will be your assignment na dapat i-display niya ang gi-type naton nga 12.5. So who can answer the correct program? Message me sa group chat natin. So that is an example of how to ask input from the user. More examples to come as we proceed to our other topics or exercises in asking input or Java input statements. Thank you and have a good day.